Good day, podcast community. Pete Kane, Podcast Pete here. Man, this is my favorite subject, personal development. What if you didn't take a shower for 30 days? How would you feel? And I want to give you 3 shower tips. Not really, but I want you to think. I want you to think that if you did go 30 days without a shower and you're in a crowd of people, what do you think they're going to do? They're probably going to avoid you. And that's where you got to think when it comes to personal development, because if you don't take a shower each day in personal development, you get stinky. Your brain gets stinky. You get a negative a negative flair to you because you're just absorbing the wrong stuff. But if you had the 5 to thrive, the fuel to start your day, to ignite your day with like a rocket does when it's going to the moon or the Mars. It's fired up, and you can be fired up with the fuel of personal development. Because in there, the 5 to Thrive is Brendon Burchard, the creator, the founder of Growth Day, speaks to you personally each day, a unique message from 20 plus years of coaching the best, creating the best content, putting out there nothing even close to it. But there's a lot out there. So some people have never heard of him. I don't know who, but there may be somebody. But that's your gold, your diamond in the rough. To have him speak to you for 7 days personally, giving you the 5 to thrive, the first part of the 5, giving you the fuel, the mindset, that good shower of personal development to be able to get that day started like a rocket. Now, the 5 to thrive involves 2 questions, another video, and your list of things you need to get done that day. So you do the 5 to thrive, may take 20, 25 minutes at the most, but you have the fuel for the day. You have that shower of personal development, because inside the 5 to thrive, inside a Growth Day, is a library of learning, the Netflix of personal development. And if you have all these resources in one place where you can start mastering your skills, you're positioning yourself for the future, because it's going to get crazy out there. AI is turning this world upside down, and you want to be on the upside of the world, developing your leadership, developing your influence, developing your skills. Each day you have an option of what you want to work on. So you have plenty in one place, because having everything in one place, you start the day off with a 5 to thrive. I've been doing it for 11 months. I heard Brendon 10 years ago, lost track of, like we always do on different people. We don't know. There's so much out there, we lose track of really influential, great people sometimes. And I was listening to an Ed Milet, Brendon podcast, and he mentioned Growth Day. And I said, dang, I haven't heard from him in so long, or I hadn't listened to him. Then I listened and I signed up, which you can. Try it for 7 days. And if you try it for 7 days, send us an email at support@pkane.me. And when you send us support, we'll send you a course on mindset, goals, and habits. Because inside of there, I'm a high performance coach. And there's a framework that we use with all our clients. and it centers around the high performance habits. And habits create outcome. So you master clarity, energy, you master productivity, influence. When these are mastered, you become better. And we say you are the magic and anything is possible. Because if it starts with you, where you're, instead of watching TV 4 hours a day, you're spending time working on yourself. You're starting each day with the 5 to Thrive. You have a library of learning. And the one thing that really made a difference for me 3 years ago when I had a stroke and I had plenty of time to think. And so thinking allowed me to remove myself from the chaos, the distractions. See, I grew up dyslexic and ADD. I was always trying to do one more thing because it's kind of like the active brain. One more thing. Now, it's okay if that one more thing is the main thing. But if you're just stacking on top of each other, more and more and more and more and more, that's where I was. You can't get it done if you don't have clarity in your life. And having clarity can be fine-tuned with journaling. Now, every single day, I think, I journal, I plan, and I implement. I think, I journal, I plan, and I implement. And the 5 to Thrive is part of that. Because inside of there, there's a digital journal that's searchable. I have so many journals back there, probably from before the stroke, I had journals, but they weren't the ones I really liked. It was when I was in a dark place, overwhelmed, depressed, not doing anything because I was frozen. But now I'm living an incredible life because I have clarity. I know where I'm going. I've been coached by numerous coaches. I have that goals, and I got it from writing. I journal every single day. I have now, since my stroke, probably a good 15 journals over there. I fill up this big journal by Brendan. This big one, I fill up every 60 days. I have a smaller one that I got from ALO. ALO is a wonderful company here in the Atlanta area. This, where I write. I always am writing and writing and writing. Now, how's that different than the past? Being dyslexic, I did not like to write. I misspelled about every other word. So it was always hard for me. But now I have modern technology. I have clarity. I have worked on those habits, the 5 habits. I've been coached. I know where I'm going. That's made the difference. And I want that for you because inside of Growth Day is journaling, scoring yourself. How do you know how well you're doing if you don't measure yourself? So each day you can score yourself on 10 key factors. And when you do that, you allow yourself to know, did I have a good day? Or is tomorrow going to be a better day? And what do I need to improve on? Because if you don't have some way of evaluating yourself on a regular basis, and in Growth Day, it can be daily, then you can go a week, 2, 3, 6 months, a year, 10 years, 20 years, and it'll be like a blur because you just didn't have a way of scoring yourself. That's what you can have. That's why Growth Day is the most important thing for you for growth in yourself, because go 30 days without a shower and see how stinky you get and see how people avoid you. Now, you take that and you shift your mindset to where I'm going to do 30 days of personal development. I'm going to work on myself the first thing I do in the morning. I'm not going to do what I usually do, check email, look for other people's priorities, and go down a path of distraction. Because if you can discover the power of you, of journaling, of a library of learning, of the 5 to Thrive, the world is your oyster. And you are on your way to having that daily shower of personal development. Someday, could you miss? Absolutely. Nothing's perfect. But just think when we talked about the shower, what would you be like if you didn't shower for 30 days? How stinky, how toxic, how people would want to avoid you because of your mindset and the way you communicate. You shift that to, along with taking a shower, whatever you take it. You don't take it every day. Some people say it's not a good, whatever. I do, but that's just me. But I do my 5 to Thrive. I have a library of learning. I know what I'm working on. I journal every single day. I score myself. I have my list of what I want to accomplish that day. I try to simplify that list to where I have things that if I get the main 3 done and the main 1 on that 3 each day, that's the most important thing. Man, you talk about fuel. You're so fired up because you're living intentional, you're growing, and we're made to create. We are made to create, not consume. And I have another, we do a virtual event on the first and third Friday where we have our speakers, and we'll have 10 speakers with 15 talks. Now, because tomorrow we're getting in the groove, the flow, you'll hear me more than you'll hear other speakers, but you'll hear other speakers. It'll be 5 minutes, 3 points. 5 minutes, 3 points. So if you're interested and you've been a guest on my podcast, and to be a guest on my podcast, all you have to do is go to pk.me, because we want to highlight you, your story, your journey, give you a sample of what a digital asset, what your story could possibly be for your business. Because people buy from people, not businesses. So if you're out there and you're promoting your business, you're missing an opportunity. Social media created the person. Look at the people. I think I have it. I'm going to, maybe not. I'm going to look for it here because I did it yesterday. And let me see. Virtual slides. Yeah, let's go back to that. I'm going to find it because it's people buying from people now. I know, when I think it's not prepared just yet, but going back to the podcast, be a guest. Discover the power of creating a digital asset. We create that for you. It doesn't cost you anything. We want to show you the power of your story, the power of putting an asset out there, because we're in the digital economy now. And creating versus consuming is a better C word. We're born to create. Watching 4 hours of TV and scrolling 2 hours plus of social media is consuming. You'll wonder why you're struggling, because We're born to create. And if you're just always consuming other people's lives, you're going to wonder why you're getting stuck. But when you have clarity, when you have growth day as your shower of personal development, your Netflix of personal development, and you can do your 5 to Thrive, your fuel for the day, your fuel to ignite your day. And you have access to a library of learning of the best out there, because social learning is a powerful way to learn. When you're learning with people and you're seeing different people learning and having things that you didn't see, and you're in this community of almost 500,000 people in 60 countries globally, and you're learning from people all around you, you're putting yourself in a position to be influenced and learn from others. Because no matter what you do, if you are around people that pull you down, that are toxic, you're going to assume that. Hang around people that smoke, you're probably going to be a smoker. Hang around people that drink too much, you're probably going to drink too much. Hang around people that don't take a shower, you're probably going to not take a shower. Hang around the right people that pull you up, that change this mindset, then you have the ability to grow faster. And growth is so important. Personal growth starts with you. The magic is in you, and anything is possible. But it takes activating you. So go get Growth Day. Try it for 7 days. It's kind of like, for my friends in the US, it's like Costco, the big value portions. But you don't want to buy it unless you like it. So they have sample tables. So you go there, sample it. You like it, you buy it. If you don't like it, you don't buy it. So if we offer you a podcast, we highlight your story, we connect you with people in our community. You see the power of your story, the power of people buy from people, not businesses. They buy from people. You're seeing this shift out there. You're seeing a major shift, because now the people like Elon Musk, he's probably got a dozen companies or more. You don't always know his companies, but you know him. You look at Brendan Bouchard, he's probably got a dozen or so companies that he's involved with or personally behind. You don't know all those, but you know him. Oprah, she's got bunches of companies. You don't know all the companies and all the things she's doing, but you know her. People buy from people. There, you grab that concept and you start promoting yourself, become a guest on my podcast or our podcast community. You can be a podcast on other of our, because we have a podcast academy. We want to train you to leverage and know how to use your story, your person behind. You're the one that should be promoting your business, because as you develop partnerships with things, you can't promote every single one of those, but you can promote yourself. You can put yourself out there. So when we do this, we always do. Let me see if I can get to it. Yes, I can. There we are. We are very much behind Daniel Priestley, who wrote the book Key Person of Influence. If you haven't read his book, that's a good one to read. It is the Bible of what's happening in business, the fundamental truths, which, if you understand 7-11-4, 7 is 7 hours, 11 is 11 buying signals, and 4 is 4 different platforms. You can Google that number and Key Person of Influence. You'll find plenty on it. Learn this and you'll learn the future. and you'll learn a better way to promote your business because it starts with you. You are the magic. 7 hours. I meet you. I want to find out more. I Google you, or I go to TikTok. I go to different platforms, LinkedIn. I want to see what people are saying about you. I want to, not so much saying, but I want to get more because I meet you and you're interesting. I like the conversation, but I'm going to find out more because online, the digital know, like, and trust is the 7-11-4. When people can consume 7 hours of you, and a book is part of that. When I read his book, say it took me 3 hours. That's 3 of the 7. I listened to a podcast. That's more. I bought other books he had. I ended up listening to more and more and more of his stuff. I mean, I feel like I know him. I know he has 3 kids. I know how he grew up. I know his philosophies because I've gotten to know him through his online profile. And when you build your profile digitally and you have a book, a magazine, like we have a collaborative magazine where we put 20 people together, build it around the key strategic team of yours. You just hand that magazine out at a presentation and say, here's the team that's going to solve your problem. I'm the primary one. I'm on the cover. And that way you have a team behind me, with me. And this is here to help you solve that problem. So you're presenting to your ideal prospect, and you're not just bringing you, you're bringing your team. And that's the magazine that we promote. So you can go to, I think I can. So if you go to petekane.me/magazine, you'll see a sample. Kennesaw Happenings, 32 stories in there. So it's a sample of what you can see is possible. These are podcasts. They're linked back to our podcast. So you can understand a little bit more about the person and start the journey of 7-11-4. But more importantly, it's a community behind a person. The person on the cover is the key person of influence, or some people call it a linchpin, but it's a person that brings great value to you, brings a team of people. A realtor surrounds himself with his trusted vendors, trusted relationships. And when you have trusted relationships and you're bringing that to the table, you're becoming more valuable in the ideal prospect's eyes. So let's go back to the primary message I wanted to share with you is imagine going 30 days without a shower. You're not going to be invited to many parties if you stink. Now, imagine being around, you want to become more influential? Work on this. Work on your 5 to Thrive, your library of learning, your journaling and scoring yourself. These are the things that you're working on because you want to be better. Because remember, you're the magic and anything's possible. And if you have the Netflix of personal development right on your phone, right on your computer, and you're able to activate that, and every day you start off with fuel for your day. And every day you get better and better and better. You're showering your mind with personal growth. When you start growing, creating, take half of your time. Instead of watching 4 hours of TV, start off with 2 and spend the other 2 working on you, working on your development. And you start creating. Create a podcast, create an online course, create video content. We are born to create. And when you shift your mind from consumption to creating, magical things happen because you become magical. So let me give you go to petekane.me/growth day. Try it for 7 days. Then email us at support@petekane.me and we'll send you our free course on mindset, goals, and habits. You see, habits create outcome. Dreams with a deadline is a goal. And your mindset can either be fixed or grow. Carol Dweck wrote a wonderful book on mindset. And the mindset is something you can work on every single day. And you can do it in Growth Day. The 5 to Thrive is helping you to become a growth mindset. That's your fuel to grow. And as we wind down, I want to just encourage you to get Growth Day. Start putting that fuel in your daily rocket. Start learning from the library of learning. Start journaling. Start scoring yourself. Do these 3 activities and those 3 tips to shower. Shower yourself with personal development. You won't be the same and you'll never regret it. And besides, if you try it for 7 days, your investment in you is going to be $2, $50 a month, or about $2 a day, a little less than that. You're worth it. Any investment in yourself is a great investment. When you activate the 5 to Thrive, the library of learning, you can learn his high performance habits. That is available to every single person who signs up. Then there's a ticket to go to their events. They do live events. Then you can start journaling, start scoring yourself, start answering these questions, start working on this, start working on your mindset. And then you're showering with the right personal development. You become better. When you become better, your team gets better. The people you're around see a difference in you, and the magic is in you. And anything is possible. So we do live events once a month. So you can go to petekane.me/live. You want to connect with us and connect with our community. We do things on a regular basis, like the virtual summit, like the live events, like the weekly Connect, a global meetup where we want to have you understand the value of a global business. And when you understand a global business, you can act locally, but think globally, because people that would hear your story on a podcast can be halfway across the world. Now we're in the digital revolution, so we can either pretend not to take advantage of that, or it's like when electricity came out. You could continue lighting candles, and there's a little bit of a risk there. But if you said, I don't want electricity, I just want my candles, you'll be left behind. If when the horse and buggy went to the actual automobile, if you said, I'm not into those automobiles, I'm just going to take my horse and buggy and get a faster buggy or a faster horse, you're going to be left behind. And the same can happen with you as AI changes our world we live in. One thing will never change is you. If you intentionally change and connect and grow and learn, you'll always be protected. But if you sit there and you have a fixed mindset and you don't learn how AI can help you, you don't learn new ways to promote your business, which is you, then you're going to be left behind. So get on my podcast. Go to petekane.me just petekane.me. And if you want to know more about our magazine, you can go to petekane.me/magazine. And the gift for those that stayed with us, thank you. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you. And the gift to you is our masterclass, our ecosystem, our product that we want you to have to fuel your growth of your business. So if you feel that you've gotten some value out of this, please share it with people because we want to help others discover the power of how they can be better by their Five to Thrive, by their fuel, by their library of learning, by their journaling and scoring themselves, because the magic is in you and anything is possible.